Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Midwest. We're here at Kansas today. It's week 31. Race 24, I believe, at the 2004 season. Brings us to this 1.5 mile speedway, Kansas. Should be an interesting one here. Usually there's a lot of wrecks. It's awfully windy, and the drivers get a really bad push off of turn 4, and they often collide going down the front stretch. And the Busch race was a bunch of wrecks, a couple flips, but this one should be good. We got a couple Chevrolets up front. Bobby Labonte, Dale Jr. to his outside. Um, we'll show you and take a look at the practice and happy hour. You see Dale Jarrett up there.
Drivers, to your cars.
You see here over their PA system, the drivers are being called to their cars to start the pre-race here. But Jeff Burton ran a 5 in practice. Some usual suspects. There's Bobby in 8th. Dave Blaney ran good. There's Sterling Marlin, Chip Ganassi. Looks like they're kind of gearing up for something. Kurt Busch kind of down here. Ryan Newman down towards the bottom. Tony Stewart's down there, and Christian Fittipaldi and the Michael Waltrip machine's down there in 42nd. We'll show you qualifying here in a second, but there's Dale Jarrett. Him and Terry Labonte are the only two to run at 6 and happy hour. Um, yeah, I think the 88 is going to be fast, but we'll show you qualifying here, and we'll have to keep an eye on him. Matt Kenseth third. Jeff Gordon. Where's Gordon at? Did I overlook him? Yeah. Christian Fittipaldi still down here. There's Gordon 15th. Where did Gordon finish? So 5th. So it'll be interesting. Kenseth 6th there, but let's go to qualifying. So Bobby Labonte, Dale Jr., Kurt Busch, Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, your top 5. And we talked about Dale Jarrett, how he was top 4 in happy hour and practice. As we take a scroll all the way down here, almost a second off. He had engine issues in practice, and or qualifying, excuse me. He was down a cylinder that had changed. It goes to a backup car. He was back there anyways. Um, yeah, we'll have to track his progress. I believe that 88 car is going to be fast. His teammate Elliott Sadler's 25th. Where was Sadler in practice? 20th and then 24th. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. Um, yeah, we'll kind of take a look at here, see if you can pick out your favorite driver or your favorite paint scheme. You see Tony Stewart there repping the Olympics. Home Depot's a proud sponsor of Team USA, NASCAR, and Tony Stewart. You kind of take a scroll through there. There's Dale Jarrett. But yeah, we'll set it down, get the command to fire engines, and we'll see you when we go green.
Drivers, start your engines!
There's the command to fire engines. These engines are fired here in the great state of Kansas. They'll be rolling off here shortly. There goes the pace car. And let's get your starting lineup. Row 1, inside, Joe Gibbs racing driver, Bobby Labonte. To his outside, Dale Jr. Row 2, we got Jeff Gordon, Kurt Busch. Row 3, Mark Martin, Jimmy Johnson. Row 4, a couple Roush teammates, Greg Biffle, Jeff Burton. We got Matt Kenseth, Robbie Gordon, round out your top 10. Then we got Brian Vickers, and Bill Elliott is back after missing Dega after that big wreck. At Darlington, there's Kevin Harvick to his inside. Dave Blaney's been pretty quick this week. Then we got Kenny Wallace, Tony Stewart, David Starr is back in the. Oh, that's Randy LaJoy in the 84 this week. Pardon me. Kind of go through the rest of it here. There's Christian Fittipaldi part time. All the way back, there's Ricky Rudd didn't qualify very good. There's Mears, Mike Bliss, Ken Schrader, and there's Dale Jarrett. Um, yeah, we got 65 laps here today. I'm not sure what the fuel window is. I hope we get some green flag pit stops in this race. We will have to see. These guys are probably going to be wrecking a lot, unfortunately, but we'll have to see. That pace car makes that left-hand turn. And the flagman waves the green. We are green from Kansas. See, Brian Vickers is going to move 3 wide on Matt Kenseth already, and here comes Kurt Busch looking up the inside. I believe he started this race third, and he's already going for the lead. Bobby Labonte will not lead lap 1 from the pole. Johnson's up to third. It's windy out here today. It's always windy in Kansas. These guys are really struggling with the handle on their cars off of 4. They get up into the wall. There goes Jeff Burton looking for third, looking for second. That inside line down there seems to be the preferred groove. We'll have to see if this race goes on, if the outside line will come in at all. But Jeff Burton's trying to make a 1-2 Roush. Mark Martin's not far behind. Bobby Labonte's trying to defend. Looks like 3 and 4 is better on the high line. Gordon chops off his teammate. Johnson had to lift. You saw the flames coming out of the pipes as he was hard on the brakes not to run his teammate over. Gordon got that huge wind shove off the corner and biffles into the back end of Johnson, and he almost wrecked Johnson like he wrecked Steve Park at Indianapolis. But they save it, they move on. Someone grabbed the wall and sparked it up right there. Jeff Burton tucks in behind Bobby. Kurt Busch is checking out. Looks like we have a caution. I think. Yep, caution is out. Kurt Busch. We got some slow cars. Let's go see what happened here on lap 3. Alrighty, well, we got 3 wide here going off into turn 1. Still 3 wide. Ooh, Randy LaJoy all over Buckshot Jones. See how tight these guys are racing. John Andretti gets tight, has to lift. There's Terry Labonte's getting tight. Ooh, just tight racing right there. Look out. Jimmy Spencer. Dale Jarrett was starting to move forward. Now he's got damage. That's why you don't want to start in the back. You get caught up in a wreck like this early on. It's going to be a long day for that 88 team. Left side looks fine. Front looks fine. Right, the sides look fine, but the back end is shortened up pretty significantly here. There's the 49 right there. Again, kind of similar to the 88. The 32's got big damage on both sides of that race car. And the 43, for the most part, looks fine. Here's one more angle off of turn 2, following the 32. Fine, bam! Yeah. Alrighty, well, there was some split strategy there. We got Bobby Labonte, Kurt Busch, Jeff Burton, Brian Vickers, Newman, Gordon, Mark Martin, Bill Elliott, Tony Stewart, Nemechek, Wallace, Waltrip, Marlin. Ooh, Kevin Harvick just got rear-ended by Jeff Green. Steve Park, Matt Kenseth, all these guys back here. There's Dale Jarrett. Ooh, Christian Fittipaldi's got ran over by Ward Burton, Biffle. All these guys pitted, and then all these guys stayed out. I kind of like the idea of staying out here. I thought there was more cars to stay out. But you get that track position, you stay out of that messy soup in the back, avoid wrecks. But, alrighty, we are back. We're rounding turn 3 and 4. We got Dale Jr., the leader. There's Jimmy Johnson. The top 9 all stayed out. So they're going to be on very slightly older tires. We'll have to see how 10th on back can get through the field, get their track position back. But the green flag is back out here from Kansas. There goes Jimmy Johnson's going to hang a left on Dale Jr. Last week. That'd be a sure way to get to the lead at Talladega, and it seems to be proven the same here at Kansas. There goes Mayfield. He won last week. He's trying to get some track position to possibly win back-to-back for Dodge. Actually, wouldn't be 3 in a row? Because Mears won. Yeah, it'd be 3 in a row for Dodge, 2 in a row for Mayfield if Mayfield could win today. There goes Kyle Petty looking to the inside of Sadler back here. Sadler is able to defend. McMurray's up in the 3rd groove way up there. There goes Bobby Labonte on those fresh tires. Yeah, in turn 1 and 2, the outside line does not seem to be working very well. The high side, though, in 3 and 4 seems to work well. I don't know. We'll see if the track changes or progresses at all throughout this race. As Junior throws it up the inside and passes Mayfield. And Jimmy Johnson has checked out so far. Next time by will be 55 laps to go. And he's looking to try and win, I believe, his 2nd win of the year. trying to close in on Matt Kenseth in his point lead. I think he was like 71 back coming into today. Jimmy Johnson is no stranger to making big points comebacks, as they're nearly 3 wide back here. As this week, this week there was only 2 races with the Busch Series and Cup Series. The late model series are done, and then the trucks are off. They only have 3 more races left in their season, if you can believe it. So it was just the Cup and Busch. It'll be the same thing for Charlotte, but then all 3 will be back from Martinsville. Martin Truex Jr. ended up winning under yellow. That was his first career win. So you see these Roush guys are battling hard, just trying to stay in front of one another, trying to fight for that inside line. I think the inside line here is more consistent than the top. As Junior's running a 32.15 and he's running a 31.7. Jimmy is flying right now. There goes Kurt Busch, going to move to the inside of Vickers. Newman's trying to follow and do the same. Last time by, Matt Kenseth was 17th. So that's about a 20-point difference. But I imagine Matt Kenseth is going to move up. There goes Bobby Labonte and Jeff Gordon are going to draft their way to the inside of the 77. And Jeff Gordon says, "All right, Bobby, thank you for getting me around the 77. Now it's my turn to pass you." But Bobby, someone must not have told him the outside 1 and 2 doesn't work very well, because he seemed pretty competitive up there so far. She's going to barely grab some fence there, getting into turn 3, and he's able to defend. That 18 car looks pretty hooked up. There's Elliott Sadler. We know the 88's fast. I'm sure the 38 has something similar he does. But no one's got nothing like Jimmy Johnson does right now. He is driving away. There's Ward Burton. Jeff Green both missing a hood. There's Christian Fittipaldi. Ricky Craven got most of his damage repaired on the sides, it looked like. Gonna go up through here. There's Mike Skinner, Randy LaJoy. Man, Greg Biffle. Just, yeah. Kevin Harvick, and these guys are battling for a top 30, or in the top 30. There's Dale Jarrett with a beat-up rear bumper. Last time by, he'll be 23rd. Billy Elliott's 22nd. Michael Waltrip's got right side damage, getting past. There's Casey Mears, winner a couple weeks ago. Kenny Wallace. There's Tony Stewart, Ricky Rudd. And we'll start getting to our top 10 here. Matt Kenseth passes for 11th. He passed 2 cars this lap. Elliott Sadler's going backwards with Bobby Labonte, Jeff Gordon finding a way around. Mayfield got around Junior. And Jimmy Johnson is just continuing to pull away. He's just able to wrap that bottom better than anybody else so far. There's Brian Vickers to the inside of the 38. Here comes Mark Martin. He needs a good run. He's had a very inconsistent season so far. There's Matt Kenseth gearing up for a challenge for the top 10 if he can get around Sadler. Oh boy. Jeff Burton's going to throw it in 3 wide on Bobby and Gordon. That looks like the outside line, the far outside line, the 3rd or 4th lane is slow. But that middle lane looks pretty competitive if you can hold it. There, Bobby Labonte's going to lose a handful of spots. He's able to run kind of that middle, keep the momentum up, as Sadler gets tight right in front of Mark Martin. Mark Martin had to cut him a break. We almost had the 38 and the 6 come together off of 4. And Matt Kenseth able to pass him, and McMurray looks like he's trying to pass them both. There goes Ricky Rudd, Tony Stewart working together. There's Joe Nemechek looking to the inside of Mark Martin. Vickers is looking to the inside of Jeff Burton. Jeff Gordon's trying to catch up to these two for second and third. But next time by for this guy, he's already off in turn 3. He is in his own zip code right now. Jimmy Johnson off of 4. It'll be 45 laps to go. By himself. There's Ward Burton. Jeff Green's catching up to Christian Fittipaldi. There's the 32. Left side looks good. Right side looks a little crinkled. Or the opposite, actually. But Greg Biffle right here. 26th. That is a tough race. I don't know if they've missed it. I'm not sure. I forget if he was in that wreck or not. But he not showing very well this race. Neither is Kevin Harvick. RCR's kind of missed it other than Kenny Wallace. He's just a few spots ahead. There's Dale Jarrett just outside the top 20. We talked about the 88. We know how fast the 48 is. There is the 17 up into 8th. There's Jeff Burton trying to get around Vickers. This is a battle for the top 5. And just behind them, Matt Kenseth's going to the inside of his teammate, Kurt Busch. As Gordon has caught Mayfield and Dale Jr., Jeff Burton and Kenseth just send it on the inside of Vickers and Busch, respectively. They both complete the pass. Vickers is pedaling for momentum, and Kenseth nearly got him. There goes Vickers trying to get the pass back on the 99. Burton tried slamming the door. Vickers was able to stick his nose in there. Gordon's all over the back end of Mayfield. Junior's defending. Yeah, Mayfield is just unable to exit the corner like Jeff Gordon can. There goes Brian Vickers. Matt Kenseth gets around his teammate. It's really cool when we don't have a bunch of yellows. These drivers and teams are able to make their way up to the front naturally. There goes Gordon, Vickers, and Kenseth. They're going to try and draft around. Brian Vickers has his own plan to try and take the third spot. He's going for a 2-for-1. Now we know that middle lane right there where Gordon and Kenseth are. They're going to be 3 wide off the exit of 2. Kenseth's still stuck in the middle. Can he make that move? They're going to be 3 wide for 4th. Burton on the inside, Kenseth in the middle, Gordon up top. Kenseth clears them both. Gordon had to kind of cut him a break. I don't think he fully lifted, but you can see as he is losing momentum. Defends from Mayfield. There's just not enough grip up there in that third lane where these guys enter the corner. And Burton, Kenseth, and Vickers all get around Gordon and Mayfield. Bobby Labonte's now trying to figure out a way to round. Kurt Busch had a business decision to make, ends up lifting for Mayfield, gets around Bobby Labonte, or holds his position against Bobby Labonte. Now Gordon's got to rethink to get around Burton and Kenseth again. As Kenseth is setting up a pass to get around Vickers. And Vickers is trying to think a way around Dale Jr. Vickers has got a really good run here, looking for second. Kenseth's already shown his nose, getting into 3. Thinks better of it, too far back. There's Jimmy Johnson's going to continue to lead here. Junior got tight, got that push off the corner. It wasn't as windy as it was here yesterday, and they're going to be 3 wide for second. Does Kenseth make the move? He does! Kenseth makes the same move. Vickers is tight, can't get down. Junior's going to lose 2 spots, possibly 3, maybe 4. Kenseth through to second. Vickers still in third. Gains a spot on Junior, but loses 1 to Kenseth. There goes Jeff Burton looking to the inside of Dale Jr. As Matt Kenseth has got himself up to second. As Dale Jr. is looking to the inside of the 99. That inside line just has so much more grip. I thought the outside line would come in more, but like the inside line started fairly dominant. You can kind of be competitive on the second or third lane, but now the inside line just kind of seems to where you want to be. Something's wrong with Kenseth. Kenseth has a problem. Matt Kenseth has a problem. He's going too fast. He can't hit pit lane. He's in the grass. I think there's a trail of smoke coming out from behind the 17 car. He's down in the grass, just shy halfway. Are you kidding me? Jimmie Johnson has the fastest car here today. Kenseth was closing in on him. He's down in the apron. Yeah, there's oil all over the apron right there. He was able to get it down and out of the way. But can he make it back to pit road safely? And this is really going to save Ward Burton. There's Matt Kenseth. Unbelievable. Matt Kenseth has lost an engine from second place. Do we get a yellow here? He keeps it down and out of the way for now. We stay green. He gets it left and into the pits. Unbelievable. And we were talking about Ward Burton right there. There's now Randy LaJoie's on pit road. Looks like he's a left front tire down there. As Ricky Rudd was in the pits. Joe Nemechek's in the pits. Jimmie Johnson's coming. Brian Vickers is going to stay out, take a lap lead. As the fall off's about a second or so. Jimmie Johnson's trying to give the 21 plenty of space. Is now rookie Brian Vickers is leading. I don't know if this is the correct strategy. You're losing about a second lap the more you stay out in these older tires. But Jimmie Johnson, that was kind of a gamble to come early. I don't think these guys can make it on one more, or they can make it on one more stop after this stop. Vickers is going to continue to stay out there, hope for a yellow. There goes Jeff Burton. Tony Stewart will now be promoted to a top 5. There's Dale Jarrett catching up to Kenny Wallace. He's hoping to catch a yellow. That 88 car is still quick. And your point leader, Matt Kenseth, loses an engine. And that will be a 42nd place finish for Matt Kenseth. This time by will be 30 laps to go. Kurt Busch, Jeff Gordon are going to stay out. This will be a lap lead. This is going to be a point, and it's going to go to Jeff Gordon. 30 laps to go. Remember, those guys, yeah, they pitted under that caution, so maybe they don't have to pit one more time. Or maybe they can only get away with pitting one more time. So the other guys stayed out. Now Greg Biffle's been promoted to a top 5. Do these guys pit this time? Oh, Jeff Gordon's on the throttle. Tony Stewart's coming. Greg Biffle's staying out. Bill Elliott, all these guys are coming. Michael Waltrip's staying out. There's Jimmie Johnson. He's trying to get around to unlap himself, but that's a long way to go to his teammate Jeff Gordon. Matt Kenseth has been checked and released from the infield care center. He is okay after pacing around on the apron. There was smoke in the car, but he's okay. As Gordon will continue to lead here. As all the Roush cars just pitted. The 97, the 6, and the 16. There goes Ricky Craven. He's going to pull up behind the 24. How long does Jeff Gordon stay out here? He's coming this time. Jeff Gordon's pitting. So this is presumably the battle for second behind the 23 and the 25. The 23 has yet to pit. He's looking to get a lap led. Looks like he will just do that, but that'll put the 48 back in the lead lap. No, Jeff Gordon beat him back to the line. Beat him back to the line. And there goes Dale Earnhardt Jr. There's Jeff Burton. Brian Vickers got caught behind the 23. Once everything cycles here, we'll give you an update. There goes the 23 into the pits. Jimmy Johnson is now shown third, behind the 23 and the 24. Look out, Jeff Green. Puts it right on the headlight of Jimmy Johnson. Johnson's being patient. He knows he's got the fastest car here today. So he's going to throw it up the inside. See, he's going to clear the 72 with ease. And the 23 did not get to the line, so Jimmy Johnson will pick up the lead. And he will be putting cars one lap down. And these guys back here are about 6 seconds off the pace of Jimmy Johnson. I don't know if Joe Nemechek has pitted yet. Or maybe I think he short pitted, and now that's why he was able to get all this track position. But he's sitting second right now. Hendrick 1-2. Then we got Roush, DEI. Michael Waltrip's one lap down. There's another Hendrick car. Then we got Evernham, Joe Gibbs, Yates, and a couple Chip Ganassi cars to round out your top 10. There's Jeff Gordon. He pitted late. Now he's back here. And look at Dale Jarrett maneuvering his way up to the front with that shortened up rear end. There's Kurt Busch back here. Mark Martin. It'll be interesting because remember that first yellow that came out, what was it, like lap 2? There were some guys who pit, some guys who didn't. There was about 9 cars who stayed out. Can they make it? Or are they going to have to pit one more time? The next time by will be 23 laps to go at the stripe, and it's been all Jimmy Johnson and Hendrick Motorsports today. Once he got the lead, he was not looking back. 32-31. 32-14. But Johnson is in lap traffic. Dale Jr. right here has got a really big run on the 25. Does he hang a left? He does. Kinda. He's showing a headlight. Does Nemechek respect it? He does. Junior gets to the inside, and he clears him by middle of the corner. But that 25 is able to carry the momentum around the top. Nemechek hangs on for now. But that did cost him 4/10 right there to Jimmy Johnson. As Jimmy Johnson is now catching up to the back end of Paul Menard. And if you can believe it, but Kevin Harvick. So we'll kind of see how everything cycles. Dave Blaney was showing a lot of speed here today, sitting 24th. Greg Biffle's just outside the top 20. Decent rebound. Christian Fittipaldi right there. Lap down. Dale Jarrett 17th. Now he must be falling back a little bit. As these tires... Short pitting, not short pitting. We had the early yellow. Some people pitted, stayed out. We'll have to see how these tires fluctuate and everything. And even out. Oh, look out. Mayfield nearly cut off Bobby Labonte's. They got a battle for 6 going on here. Big group of 5 cars right here. Then we got a battle for 4th, 3rd, and 2nd. Dale Jr. does get around Joe Nemechek. They're going to go to the inside of the 72. 5.5 seconds behind Jimmy Johnson. There goes Bobby Labonte to the inside of Mayfield. Mayfield's able to hold him off right here. Sadler's had a pretty good run here so far. Gene McMurray, he's been pretty fast this second half of the season. Michael Waltrip's just trying to be a thorn in the side of the 99 and the 5 to help his teammate as he throws into the corner, misses the bottom. The 99's going to get up the inside. They nearly touch. It's going to slow them both down as Vickers force it 3 wide for fourth. As Jeff Burton did not like that move by Michael Waltrip. He swipes at his rear bumper. That's going to allow the 15 to drive away. And I don't know if Dale Jr. knows this or not, but that helped him out a ton. There goes Nemechek. We talked about him having a great day. There goes Jeff Burton. We'll have to keep an eye on him. What does he do to get around the 15? He gets right up behind him, trying to pack air on that 15, trying to get him loose, trying to get him up off the bottom, showing his displeasure. Michael Waltrip's able to prioritize a good run off the corner, and now he's going to have a run on Nemechek here. What does he do? Looks like Burton did kind of get Michael Waltrip a little loose off the corner. He was unable to get a run to the 25. Next time by, this will be 16 laps to go for Jimmy Johnson. Meanwhile, back here, we got a couple dodges. Mayfield trying to hold off McMurray for 9th. There goes Sadler trying to get to the inside of Bobby Labonte. Does not. Mayfield goes way up the track, trying to carry momentum. Unable to at this time. And I am pleasantly shocked with how the Busch race went and how this race is going. I am so glad this race is going green versus the Busch race. The Busch race, we had a thing, it was 40 laps, and the longest green flag run we had was like 8 laps. It was a wreck fest. There was about 15 cars that finished, a ton of torn up cars. I'm glad this one's going green. There goes Ricky Rudd, tries to get to the inside, has to lift for McMurray. Mayfield, was that Mayfield way up there? He is. Mayfield is dropping like a rock. There goes Mark Martin to the inside. Jeff Gordon looking to follow. Is it now Michael Waltrip? Brian Vickers was able to get around the 99. Yeah, don't look now, but Nemechek's the fastest car inside the top 5. There goes Michael Waltrip to the inside. Brian Vickers is looking to Michael Waltrip's inside. The 25 is not clear. He is looking to try and help his teammate Dale Earnhardt Jr. Trying to slow everybody else back here. Trying to get Jr. At least a top 2. See if Jr. can't track down Jimmy Johnson. These guys are getting racy right here. Jr. is reeling him in a little bit. There, he got it under 5 seconds. I don't know if he'll have enough time. Next time by will be 11 laps to go. He's really going to have to haul a mail. He's going to be like a half second quicker just to get there. Look at this jumble of cars as they've cut the 49 and the 43. These guys are battling amongst themselves, 6th through about 14th or so, maybe 15th if you count Mayfield. But Mayfield has fallen off like a rock. Sadler gets hung up behind John Andretti. He's going to lose 3, maybe 4 spots if Stewart can get there. He will lose 4 spots, 5 if McMurray can get down there. No, he's just going to lose 4 spots. That's it, just 4. Sterling Marlin's trying to catch up to the back end of Bobby Labonte. Next time by will be 10 laps to go. Yeah, they're kind of swapping lap times. That last time by, Jimmy pulled it back above 5 seconds, but Junior's now put it back below 5 seconds. I think right here, if Jimmy Johnson's smart, which he is, he's got a smart crew chief, smart team. They're telling him just to manage, right? Don't go up there and pass lap cars unnecessarily if you don't need to. Just got to be smart. Less than 10 laps to go. Kurt Busch is trying to get around Mark Martin, Marlin, and Gordon. That inside line, as these tires begin to wear, seem to kind of going away. Looks like the wind has really died down. Is now Jeff Burton has got around Dale Jr. Yeah, the wind here has kind of died down. It comes in gusts. Um, as there goes Jimmy Johnson stuck behind the 80. But again, right, you got over a 5 second lead. No need to force nothing. Just got to be smart here. 32.9 to a 32.3. Few tenths quicker as there goes Michael Waltrip to the inside of Junior. Junior's way up the track. It's not where you want to be. As now Jimmy Johnson's looking to the inside of the 7. The 7 of Jimmy Spencer's trying to stand the lead lap. As now Jimmy Johnson is now in 2-lap traffic. You just see the speed of that Hendrick power as the 7 looks defensive. Can't defend too much as that gap is nearly 4 seconds. Jeff Burton is flying right now. But every car Jimmy Johnson has to pass, or does pass, is another car Jeff Burton has to pass as well if he wants to catch Jimmy Johnson. So now he's caught behind Ricky Craven, 6 laps to go. 4.1. Gap is under 4 seconds. Again, he's going to have to close near a second a lap. Yeah, he's going to have to close a second a lap, plus get around the lap traffic. So now he's going to have the 45 and his teammate, Randy LaJoy, in part-time in that 84 car. He had some clean track that last time by 3.8. He gained about a tenth, 4 laps to go. That was 5 laps to go, sorry. Well, right here, he's going to have the 45 and the 84. Looks like they're both going to yield for now. Does the 84 go pull down? He does. He's trying to protect his position from the 45. And that's going to slow up the 48 pretty significantly. Yeah, Michael Waltrip's also closing in on the 99. 3.7 to 3.4. 4 laps to go. As Vickers is now slid into 3rd position. Yeah, I think it might be just too little too late for Jeff Burton. But Jeff Burton is putting one heck of a resume together to try and stay in that 99 car. His other teammates are sitting 6th, 7th, right? Yeah, 6th, 7th. Biffle's 16th, and then Matt Kenseth, the only car out of the race with that engine issue. It's 3.2 seconds. Randy LaJoy is being really defensive here on his teammate. But again, there is 4 lap cars between everybody. As Johnson looks to clear LaJoy. Can he do it? LaJoy might have a run. No, he's cleared. 2 laps to go. Johnson says, why have a 5th car if he's going to do that? No reason to have a 5th Hendrick Motorsports car if he's just going to do that. Frustrated under the helmet because now that gap is under 3 seconds, but Jeff Burton just going to have to deal with the same lap traffic. Lap and a half to go. As now Johnson has clean traffic, or clean track up to Paul Menard. As it's going to be white flag here in Kansas. Jimmy Johnson, absolute dominance. He's going to give the 84 some draft, try and stay away from the 32. Jeff Burton got the lead to under 2.5 seconds. I don't think it's going to be enough. There's your top five. Mark Martin's in sixth. So you got some Joe Gibbs teammates battling for ninth. Chip Ganassi cars battling for 11th. It's through 3 and 4. One final time. Jimmy Johnson accelerates off of 4. They are able to make it on fuel. Johnson is victorious in Kansas. Newman was on pit road. There's Jeff Burton. Vickers at the line. Top 5 is going to go to Joe Nemechek. Gordon did get, was that Kurt Busch? Ninth goes to Stewart. Labonte gets 10th. Kind of cycle through these guys here. Biffle does get 16th. Dale Jarrett only 17th. Can't imagine what his day would have been if he didn't have that damage. Or the blown engine in practice. Harvick rebounds to a 25th. And congratulations to Jimmy Johnson and for his second victory on the year. We'll kind of go through the results here. And we will take a look at the points. And there's Matt Kenseth down here. We'll take a look at the points and we'll be right back. So before we get to the points, there was something interesting. So this is with 2 laps to go. Battling for the top 20. We got Kenny Wallace, Ryan Newman, and Terry Labonte. I'm not sure if he got in Newman right there, but I don't think Newman really appreciated that. Newman ran out of gas, had to come down pit. I'm sure he's frustrated. Pulls into the pit. We're going to kind of fast forward here, just splash and go. Now this is after the race. There's Kenny Wallace. Terry Labonte gets his top 20. Newman accelerates. Just kind of runs Labonte over and just spins him out after the race was over. Like the race is complete and just kind of dumps Terry Labonte. Not sure we'll have, I'm sure they're going to get called to the NASCAR hauler, but we'll have to take a look into that. Oh boy. Um, we've got some changes here. Matt Kenseth has fallen 2 spots. With his 4 wins, he sits 24th in the standings. Jeff Gordon now is first. The rookie, Brian Vickers, no wins. He is now sitting second. Greg Biffle sits fourth. Jeff Burton moves up a spot. Jimmy Johnson moves up a spot. Newman loses 2 spots. They're all within about 50 points. The top 7, I'd say, really kind of have a realistic shot. Maybe the top 6. I don't know if Newman has a raw speed, but I mean, if other guys aren't going to be consistent enough, I mean, and Jeff Gordon is not having a bad season throughout 24 races. It's 15 top 5 or top 10s, 10 top 5s. Um, yeah. Mark Martin up 2 spots, Labonte down 2 spots. Um, yeah, Tony Stewart down in 23rd. Um, that's pretty much kind of sort of it. We'll have to keep an eye on the ever-changing points accumulation throughout the rest of the year. Next week we're after the second Charlotte race. This one's only not quite the 100 laps. I think it's 65 or 70, similar to this. But then we're off to Martinsville. But yeah, well, that being said, congratulations to Jimmy Johnson. See if he can't hunt for his second championship. Gordon's looking for number 5. Vickers, Kenseth, Biffle, Burton, they're all looking for their first championship. So is Newman, Kurt Busch, Dale Jr., and Kevin Harvick in the rest of your top 10. But yeah, well, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys have a great rest of your day.